Hey guys, so to start, we're just gonna make my homemade marinade. This is my go-to for any baked chicken. So I'm starting out with some fresh garlic cloves, shallot, rosemary, parsley, sage, and thyme. Be sure to use the fresh herbs as opposed to the dry herbs. This is gonna get more flavor. So now I'm just adding in some of my homemade sofrito, and then I'm going to add all of my favorite seasonings. So I'm going to start out with some oregano, some ground cumin, a citrus garlic blend, adobo, sazon, Goya Total Seasoning. It's in the Hispanic aisle if you're looking for this one. Some chicken bouillon seasoning. Some mojo marinade, also in the Hispanic aisle. Poultry seasoning. Some vinegar. And some extra virgin olive oil. And now I'm just going to squeeze in some fresh lemon juice and lime juice from both a lemon and lime wedge. Now you're just going to run it through the food processor until it's fully combined. Okay, so now the marinade is complete and it smells so good. So what you're gonna do is just put the marinade all throughout the chicken, get in all the crevices, underneath the skin. Just make sure that marinade is touching every part of your chicken. And I just want to mention, make sure that you clean your chicken. I know some people don't clean their chicken, but make sure you clean it thoroughly before, making any dishes with chicken. So basically what I did is clean it with water, apple cider vinegar, coarse salt, and some lemon and limes. Okay, so now the chicken is covered in marinade. We're just gonna wrap it with saran wrap, and then you're gonna let this marinate in the fridge overnight. I say overnight because it's gonna give you the best flavor, but if you don't have that much time, try to marinate it for at least 2 hours. Okay, so it's now the next day and the meat is brought to room temperature. So now what I'm doing is rubbing it with some garlic butter. I use bacon and herbs and garlic. I'm actually going to show you this recipe in a little while. So yeah, you're going to rub the chicken and the garlic butter, and then you're going to add some olive oil on the chicken just so that the butter won't burn while it's cooking. So now we're going to season the top of the chicken. Okay, so now that the chicken is fully seasoned, we're just gonna squeeze some fresh lemon juice onto the chicken and inside the pan, and also some fresh herbs. As the chicken starts to bake, it's gonna create its own juices and it's gonna be packed with flavor. So you're gonna preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you're gonna bake it for 45 minutes. After 45 minutes is up, we're gonna take it out and baste it. Okay, so I just wanted to show you how I make my bacon herb garlic butter. So I'm gonna start out by frying some bacon slices on top of the stove. And if you're wondering, I use low sodium bacon. I do not use the regular bacon. It has to be low sodium. And for the butter, I use unsalted butter. Okay, so now you're gonna take those crispy bacon slices and then you're gonna run it through the food processor. So now you're gonna add some room temperature butter, and then you're gonna add your herbs, and then you're gonna finish it off with some fresh garlic cloves, as you will see in a bit. And I used a lot of garlic. So I'm just adding some more herbs and more garlic. And I like to add whatever remaining bacon fat that's left in the pan from the bacon. It's going to boost the flavor up. So make sure that you don't drain the bacon at the end. You're going to add that into the butter as well. And that's how you make garlic herb bacon butter, which is also a compound butter. So I'm just going to show you how I store my butter in the next clip. To store my butter, since this makes a lot of butter, I'm just wrapping the butter in some parchment paper, and then after that I'm going to wrap that in foil, and then I'll put those in the freezer. And then at the end you'll see me putting some butter inside of a jar, and that's what I use first, and I keep that in the fridge. Okay, so now that the first 45 minutes is up, we're just going to take the juices from the bottom of the pan and we're going to baste the chicken with that. Be careful because the chicken tends to slide. Okay, so here I'm just basting the chicken, and then I'm going to take some of that bacon herb garlic butter, and then I'm going to put that on top of the chicken, and then I'm going to continue to bake it for another 45 minutes and repeat that again. Okay, so now that the chicken is almost done, I'm just going to baste it one last time. Then I'm going to turn my oven up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I'm going to bake it until it gets really crispy. Okay, so the chicken is thoroughly cooked, and yeah, we're just going to let it sit for a while before we cut into it. The chicken is really flavorful and really, really good and juicy. So yeah, this is my dinner that I made with the chicken, and I hope you guys try out this recipe. It's really, really good. And as the season is approaching, if you guys are looking for a really, really good recipe for a juicy turkey, check out my video.